Welcome in. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're moving into the 21st. I think it's the 20th today. But we're moving into the 21st, so I figure I would do an energy collective check-in for the springtime Equinox reading. So we're going to check what the angels have to say. This isn't going to be a long one. I think I've been going 24 hours now. Let's just say I haven't slept since the last live. So. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it's not your message, it's not your message. Great Spirit, guides, guards, protectors, angels, ancestors, divine light, please guide me through this message. Give me the strength to get through it. Bring only clarity, closure, blessings of abundance and prosperity, and things that we need to know right now for the coming spring. So let's go April, May, June, so the next 3 months. Angels of the Higher Arcana, what is the message? Give me 3 cards for the next 3 months. That's pretty amazing, Max. I'm happy for you. Very happy for you. Welcome in, James, Cosmo, Shelley. All right, angels. What do we got? Welcome in, Dubai. Can I get one more? take 4. Alright, so if you guys have been following along for the last year or two, I've been piping about a particular situation regarding this healing period of having to go within and heal the pain and the sorrow and get yourself calibrated and ready for a particular time where certain people would be literally pushed into their healing. And I found it was very crucial to state this quite a bit. I think I might have mentioned it on multiple different lives. And this is the time we're talking about. We're currently going into what looks like a blackout. And it's because the energy is so high that it cannot be read on the scale. So that's why it's going off. It's like blacked out. Now what they're saying is that this is us integrating into the 5D Earth. This is where it's actually happening. It's all fucking happening. Okay? So if you haven't healed, you're gonna. And this is what I've been talking about this whole time. All right? So when I look into this, I see definitely an energetic frequency change. It definitely heightens. It's definitely bringing about some sort of chaotic energy, which you might all feel. It might be quite difficult to find yourself calm. Some people, if you're already filled with anxiety and panic and everything else, and you're watching the news and you're still in the matrix, you're gonna be feeling it. If you've disconnected and you went within, you're in a hermit mode, you've turned off the TV, you won't feel it as much. But it's because you're going within. And then there's those, my light workers, my chosen, my earth angels, the ones that have been going through it. And literally the last year or two, up to 3 years, you guys have been really doing a lot of inner work and inner healing and, bringing yourself to a balance within yourself. Okay? So we are at that precipice. We are at that tipping point. We are at that time. We are at that time where we need to make a decision. Okay, and this decision is regarding your ascension as to whether or not you want to do this or not. This is a personal journey. No one can walk you through this. So if you guys are waiting for instruction, you're not going to find it. Okay? We are at a point of no return where you will, within the next 3 months, you will be brought to some sort of either justice, you will be having some sort of a level up, you will be going within, as well as you very well could be letting go of any particular relationships that no longer serve you. So, this is the overall higher arcana energy that we're going to be looking into. But we have the Lovers here in the reverse, we have the Hermit, we have the World, and we have Justice. So there will definitely be a level up, there will definitely be justice, there will definitely be some sort of a disconnection of a particular dynamic in the collective. Okay. What do we got going on for the lower arcana? For the lovers. Can I get 3 cards, please? One more for the Hermit. Three for the World. If you're new here, check out my description box for the video. One more, or 2 more. Yeah, 2 more for the World. Okay, so there will be a truth revealed in your level up. There will be something of truth, of independence, of wit, and it will also come with a new foundation, a new way of nurturing yourself, okay? Now, with this level up, it also does come with a kind of like a defeat, or it very well could come with some sort of demise as well. Can I get 2 more, please, for Justice? With the Justice, we're going to have patience, because it's going to be an emotional justice. Thank you, James. But there's definitely justice for nurturing your heart, being patient, loving, kind, empathetic. So overall, yeah, with the 8 of Water, we're looking at walking away from things that no longer serve us. Extremely crucial. Okay? A desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. Page of Fire. Outgoing, creative, confident, mischievous. News of an exciting new endeavor. Use your originality and ingenuity. Okay, so we're needing to get inspired with this whole overall energy. Okay? And we also need to work on letting go of that what no longer serves us emotionally. This is a lot to do with our healing. Okay? It's in alignment with that overall. Okay. Sure, why not? Switch these up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to check out what the angels have to say. I just want one of these. If you're new here, check out the description box. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so. If you want to order your own personal reading, you can do so. Check the description box. Check my link section for further information. And listen up to my mods, because they're ruthless and I like them that way. You either show up right or don't show up at all and keep scrolling. I'm going to grab 3 instead, because Spirit said so. So we have Mary, Queen of Angels. Do not be afraid. The activation, I trust in myself, my voice, and my gifts. I am unafraid. You were born for this. Trust in your voice. Trust in your ability to articulate your thoughts. Trust in your capability to use and share your gifts. If you are feeling scared or unsure about the next step, this is just showing how much you care about making a difference. Stand in the light of your soul. It is the only shield that you need. I trust myself, my voice, and my gifts. I am unafraid. Raphael, trust your spiritual vision. Activation, I trust my inner vision. Your psychic and spiritual abilities are awakening. Trust what you are seeing, for your intuition is correct. You could read between the lines, and the information you feel raising within you is being divinely revealed to you. You have spent lifetimes preparing for this moment, and although you may feel apprehensive, you were born for this. Believe in the beauty of your gifts. I trust my inner vision. Welcome in, Ryan. The Miriam. Healing the heart. This is a sacred time of healing in order for you to feel whole once more. It's essential for you to reclaim all the lost parts of yourself. Call back all the aspects of yourself, all the gifts, all the talents that you have been forced to hide or repress. By unleashing these tender aspects of your deeper self, you allow your heart to rebuild and strengthen. Activation. I reclaim myself and my story. I'm ready for wholeness. Okay? So with this whole idea of healing the heart, with the idea of not being afraid, and with the idea of trusting in your spiritual vision, okay, This all coincides with the current healing. This is all coinciding with moving into the 5D earth. This is also coinciding with walking away from that what no longer serves you. Being outgoing, creative, competent, mischievous. There's going to be a new endeavor, some sort of news that's going to come in, and you're needing to have space in order to receive this news. Okay, so you have to be able to embrace change that might be coming in. Now, with the fact that it's sitting there with the 8 of Cups, or 8 of Water, this is about letting go of that would no longer serve you, different relationships, whatsoever, what have you. And with the fact that the Lovers is here in the reverse, the Lovers is representing a balance between the masculine and the feminine within yourself, as well within others, okay? So if you are currently in a relationship right now, you may be receiving this message, and there very well could be an imbalance in a current relationship that you have. Now, this doesn't mean that you need to break up with them. This doesn't mean that you need to distance yourself or what have you. It promotes communication, it promotes understanding, and it promotes a place of healing to recognize. All right? It brings you to a place of understanding and acknowledgement of the imbalance that's within you. So, have you been compassionate to yourself? Or have you been bottling it all up? Have you been very difficult with yourself and pushing all the stuff, that all the trauma and all the stress and all the pain? Have you been brushing it under the rug, dismissing it? This is what's going to create that imbalance, okay? And if you do not deal with what's under the rug, it will create a manifestation physically within your experience. So this could be sickness, this could be cancer, this could be, and I'm not wishing this on anyone, but if you stew about something long enough, if you bring it to a place of darkness rather than light, if you don't shed light on it and you bring it to the darkness and all you do is doom and gloom on it, it's going to eat you alive from the inside out. Okay? So this whole idea is to go within, show compassion to yourself, show love to yourself, show up for that inner child that's been abandoned, show up for the inner child that's never had a voice. Okay, bring yourself to a compassionate new relationship with your inner child. If you have to end up hugging yourself, do it. Be able to love yourself in your own skin. Welcome in, Oscar. Thank you so much. By recognizing the imbalance within you and focusing on creating a balance within you, if you and your partner do this at the same time, you guys can heal together and share the experience, become vulnerable, and learn something from each other. Okay? The situation here is that once you find and you can recognize, you can change that, what's no longer serving you. Now, if you're dealing with a narcissist, if you're dealing with a toxic individual that doesn't want to heal, they want to stay in the same lane, they don't want to do anything, then this is where you have the precipice of disconnecting. This is where you have a choice to make. This is where you can choose to move on and to step into something more in alignment with who you are. And this is having a lot to do with the current awakening, with the current ascension, with the current healing, with the current integration of the 5D. earth. Now with this, you're going to need to have confidence. You're going to have to use your brain. You're going to have to use grace. You're going to have to use warmth. Okay? Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity with the Queen of Fire. Okay? She shines the light on the darkness. And I think this is why the Queen of Fire is so special with this particular situation, is because the Queen of Fire is extremely passionate. She is all for the lovers. She will stand up for this union. But with it in the reverse, this is a questioning as to whether or not this particular relationship that this Queen of Wands wants to have or continue to have. Now, you could be male or female with the Queen of Wands energy. Okay, you are nurturing your intentions, you are nurturing your intuition, you are nurturing your creativity and your ideas and your inspiration. Okay? Now, with this, it's about brilliance. It's about being professional and diplomatic. Okay? It's about leading by example. It's about standing for truth. Okay? And protecting the truth that is you. Not allowing people to come in and gaslight you and tell you you're wrong. Or you're doing something out of character. Specifically when you're sitting here with the Queen of Fire, because the Queen of Fire is extremely intelligent and she's very, very intentional with her actions. Okay? And with the King of Air here, speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice if needed. Balance the mental and emotional considerations. Look at things logically. Now we have the Six of Water. Okay? And this card just happened to be in the reverse. So, naturally the Six of Water, or the Six of Cups, is talking about a nostalgic past energy. It's talking about memories. It's about history. It's about your childhood. Okay? It's about growing up. It's about learning lessons and gaining understanding of your emotions. Remembering the good times when things were simple. Well, when things were supposed to be simple. This is about moving towards the future and keeping it simple. This is about not allowing the old past trauma to carry with you. Okay? It's about making space for the future. Taking the ability to utilize the boundaries and the lessons and the wisdom that you've gained over the years to gain boundaries and protections in order to stand firm on your boundaries for your emotional capacity. Knowing when to be vulnerable and when to hold back. Knowing when to, and also to recognize those that are quite possibly utilizing emotions and vulnerability to manipulate you. And if we're talking about the past and recognizing those lessons, it's about putting boundaries and having peace of mind, knowing that all the past trauma and all the past chaos isn't going to happen again. And if it does, you are more prone and more educated and more equipped to recognize it. So now, by by you being able to move forward with this new wisdom, you know you're not going to get into the same issues that you were before. And if you do, it's not like you're going to be swindled like you were before, because you recognize things a little differently now. You're taking your time. Okay, you're embracing the ability of having new emotions, but you're taking the time to keep it simple rather than complicating it. Okay? But the whole point is, with this whole recalibration of your masculine and feminine within you, is going to bring balance to your heart, to your soul, to your mind, which is ultimately as within, so without. So however your environment is within yourself and how you've healed is going to manifest within your reality around you. Okay? So, we've got the Hermit. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. And this is basically what we've been talking about for the last year. It's been a big old hermit. Okay? With the Ace of Fire, this is talking about stagnance. This is talking about being uninspired. This is about ideas that you've had, they just don't really have a lot of gas. You're not really feeling the inspiration to go forward with particular ideas. However, there is going to be an exciting new opportunity coming in for you, regardless whether this is in the right side up or upside down. Okay? Now, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. So there's definitely going to be some changes. Right now, it very well could just be delayed at this point. Okay? Now, we have the Two of Earth, which is balance. It's partnership. It's working together. Okay? And we have the Knight of Air. So there's definitely some sort of communication coming forward. It's intelligent communication. It's very decisive, idealistic, tireless communication. Okay? Events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options. Creative solutions. Okay? So there very well could be some sort of a partnership that's going to come in, and quite prankly, which is odd, I think they're pulling a prank on you. Okay? I might have Freudian slipped that one. They're coming in with some sort of a partnership. They're talking about some sort of a partnership. They're talking about maybe something that they were going to, they were planning on doing, and then it fell through. Okay? Things just did not work out. And this is what you have with the Hermit as to why you went within yourself. Because what you thought was honest, what you thought was an honest partnership, it was nothing but sabotage. Okay? And this is what caused the Hermit in itself. Okay? So it's a lot of deception, it's a lot of lies that look like it's almost giving me too good to be true. That things are all going to be balanced out, everything is good, and then it's going to crumble. Okay? So there's definitely some sort of deception here, and this is why the Hermit is needed. It is needed for the reflection and to have a plan. To make a plan. Now, for some things you can't plan. No matter what you can do, no matter what you want to do, it's very difficult to plan with some things. Okay? So you have to be able to be open to change and adapt. Now, the next card coming through here is the World. And it's also with the Nine of Fire, which is the Nine of Wands. The Queen of Air, which is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Earth, which is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? So this is also about nurturing your truth, being independent, being experienced, being thoughtful and creative, warm and stable, realistic and witty, okay? Despite the defeat. Now, it's interesting how the Ace of Fire in the reverse comes through, and then we have the Nine of Fire, kind of emulating it in the next stage, right? We're going from the Hermit to the world. So this is the aspect of when we are leveling up. So it's almost like we're having to lose something to gain something. Okay? And I think this is having a lot to do with the Lovers in the reverse as well, because you're making room for that new beginning, okay? By letting go of that, what no longer serves you, and at least being inspired with what's actually going to be what replaces it, okay? At least be inspired for the blessings that may be coming in to benefit you, okay? So with the World, it's a job well done, and I'm also getting you passed the test, okay? You have your mind and heart in balance. You know what you want. Confirmation. A job well done. Contentment, gratitude, the path toward enlightenment. And then we have the Nine of Fire reverse. Okay, so the Ace of Fire. Okay, so the fact that this is being emulated with the Ace of Fire reversed, with the Eight of Cups reversed, or with the Eight of Cups, yeah, it's right side up. This is also emulating it with the Six of Water reversed, talking about the future, focusing on the future, being inspired, okay? And we've got the other angels saying, don't be afraid of this. Trust your spiritual vision and heal the heart. Because when the heart and the mind and the soul together, all three, okay, is all within equilibrium, this is where you are at most at balance, okay? And with this level up, okay, it's definitely showing some fruitful energy here, specifically with the Queen of Air and the Queen of Earth. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you. Hello. Is there an echo in here? Seeing the humor in a situation. The Queen of Earth. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. Okay? But if somebody's going to come in and gaslight you, you can still be kind, but don't take no shit. Okay? It's all love and light, but take no shit. Alright, so remember to acknowledge and stand on boundaries. Make sure that you're grounded. Make sure that you are sound mind when you're moving forward with any type of interaction or diplomatic decisions. Stand on truth. Stand on independence, experience. Be realistic. Okay, take a step back. See it from other people's point of view, so that way you can get the full understanding of the situation. Okay. And then we come across the Justice card. Okay. So by the end of spring, nearing summer, is when the Justice is going to be coming in. And we need to be patient. Okay. Because there is going to be some major emotions that are coming in. And you're going to be needing empathy, patience, and love to get through it. Things are not turning out the way that you'd hope. Not seeing the positive in a situation. Quite possibly crying over spilt milk. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So I think just when you feel that you're going to be giving up, okay, is when this compassion is going to come in. Because of the defeat, you're needing to have patience. Abundance. Things are looking very good. Have patience at this time. Make long-term plans. So this isn't just about being in the moment, but this is about planning for the future as well, okay? With the Three of Fire. So make sure that what you are working on, it's not just for the money particularly. It's actually bringing you peace of mind with what you're doing, okay? Now I've had a couple different clients reach out to me, and they've kind of spoken on the fact that they want to work for themselves. If you're going to work for yourself, you best be making sure that it's something that you are being called to do. Because every day I want you to remember your why. You need to remember why you're doing it. Okay? So ultimately you're needing patience. You're needing to be compassionate, tender-hearted, with yourself, first and foremost. It's about bringing that masculine and feminine within you to balance. So that way you can be a more balanced partner, a more balanced friend, a more balanced mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, aunt, uncle, acquaintance, colleague, um, husband or wife, regardless of the situation. It brings you back into that balance, which is your justice ultimately. But with the Three of Fire, this is talking about being inspired. It's not only just about partnership, it's about working together, it's about collaboration, it's about creating a team to do this together. So you're not doing this alone, okay? You're doing it as a collective. But as a collective, as we learn new things, it takes a little while to integrate. It takes a little while to make it happen, right? And with this, we feel that we might be slipping up a little bit. We might be allowing the emotions to kind of change up, okay, and kind of morph. The number 5 is about change, right? And it also is an actual number for the element, okay, of creation. So 5 is not only change, but it's a creative number because it has all the elements within it: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. These are the elements of creation. Any other element that's within our reality is derived from those 5 elements, okay? So there's definitely a change of perspective, a change of the way we feel emotionally about this particular reality that we're going to be going through. That it's going to take a lot of work to get it to where we want it to be. But this will ultimately bring justice. This will ultimately bring us to a more balanced aspect. Now we got Archangel Raguel there as well. Now this is about bringing out the compassionate ability to be vulnerable. Okay, and first and foremost, now when I say to be vulnerable, if you're not vulnerable with yourself first, and you cannot recognize where you need work, you're doing it wrong. Because if you're unbalanced and you are pressuring yourself to be vulnerable with someone, it's not going to work. Because if you can't feel that comfortability and equilibrium and balance within yourself, how do you expect to have that with someone else? It's a no-go. It's not going to happen. Okay? So this is why my ending speech, if you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself, so that way you can be good to others. And this is why I say that at the end of pretty well every video, is because it's extremely important when it comes to this whole aspect of healing. Okay? And it starts with you. It's not about anybody else. It starts with you. It doesn't start with your kids. It doesn't start with your husband. It doesn't start with your neighbor, your colleague, or your mother, your father. It starts with you. And if you can't sit down and be vulnerable with yourself and love yourself and care for yourself and have priority for yourself, how do you ever expect to have all of that with someone else? Oh, but Aiden, every time I go out there, I'm breaking, I get my heart broken. I give too much. I'm a people pleaser. I like to, I like to be of support to other people. Yeah, but are you a support to yourself? Do you honestly have it to give within you? Because I don't think you are. And I think you've totally wrote yourself off. And you're more prone to have someone else, because you like the communication, you like the connection, you like the energetic frequency, the energy exchange. And you thrive on that couple aspect. You thrive on that ability to be in that other energy. It's almost like you're addicted or you're yearning for that other energy. Because people that actually truly love themselves, they're not out there needing to find somebody to fill that void. People that actually love themselves and actually care for themselves and actually building a relationship with their inner child, they don't need anybody because they're working on themselves. Okay? People that truly love themselves and genuinely are healing, and I'm not talking about the pompous assholes that are conceited and say that they love themselves, but they're an absolute chaotic storm inside. If you know people like this, quite possibly they're borderline narcissistic, they're borderline psychopath, they are broken inside to the point of, some of them, they feel that they're unfixable. But these unfixables are people that just choose not to heal. They choose not to recognize what they've done or what they've gone through, the trauma that they've ensued or experienced. They're not strong enough or courageous enough to look at it and learn the lesson and find the blessing in it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So, with this aspect of changing our emotions and changing how we look at life, how we look at our emotions, how we look at our communication, what I meant to say, connections, energetic connections, it matters. And it's something that we definitely need to have some sort of patience with. Okay? And it takes work. You can't do this you can't do this looking at the darkness and dwelling on the darkness. Okay, you could very well pat yourself on the back and say, you know what, instead of me being a victim, I'm going to be a survivor. Because that's what I'm doing. I'm surviving right now. Okay? And the people that are so stubborn that don't want to heal, yeah, they're too busy blaming others for them not healing. Thank you, Trudy. There's a lot of different people out there that would choose not to heal because they're just too much of a coward. And they choose to be in this victim mentality because it gets them attention. It doesn't bring them to an understanding of, yo, maybe I do need to check myself. Maybe I do need to look at this. If you go through your day without checking yourself at least once, you're doing it wrong. I check myself 3, 4, 5 times a day. I check myself before I come on my live here, and I check myself after I'm off the live. I sit and I have a debrief meeting with myself. And I just meditate on my message about the overall consensus. And because I work and I move forward with intention, and I allow my intuition and my inner guidance to help me with this, it's kind of going in the moment, right? But I'm also planning. I'm also up in my head planning what my next moves are, planning what I'm inspired about, planning and looking into what's popping out at me energetically as well as physically as far as my environment. And I ask lots of questions. And by asking a lot of questions, whether to yourself or to the divine, you will receive answers. You will receive confirmations. For some of you, you already know what I'm talking about. For others, are you sure? If you're questionable, try it. It's not going to hurt you. Deal with the surface level stuff first. The stuff that's already sitting there staring you in the face. Okay? Sit with it. Show it compassion. Validate it instead of pushing it away. Validate your feelings. Validate your emotions. Validate the fact that you have the ability to feel. Validate the fact that you have the ability to cry, that you have the ability to speak, you have the ability to see, you have the ability to hear, you have the ability to touch and feel with your heart space. And what you'll come to realize is that, you know what, despite the trials and errors, despite everything that's going on, despite all the chaos, I'm doing okay. You're making it through. No matter how much of a shit show it is, you're making it through. And I think this main little tiny message here about hanging on and having patience and showing compassion to yourself, Ryan, this one's for you, buddy. I know you've been going through a lot, and yeah, be patient with yourself. Stop being so difficult. Stop being so hard on yourself. Show yourself more compassion. Okay? Can everybody give some love to Ryan in the chat, please? It would be greatly appreciated. So ultimately, guys and gals, we are on the right track. We're not late. Okay? We're not ahead of time. Some of us are. Okay? Some of us are a little bit late. Some of us are a little bit ahead. Some of us are right on time. Thank you so much, Shirley Ray. Beautiful abundance and prosperity times 10. Right back at you, honey. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, let's give the voice of souls a little bit of a shuffle. And I'm going to grab one. Okay, I guess they're going to go ahead and, yeah, duality come out. So part of the blessing of your pain and your suffering is there's an understanding that comes with it. Nobody likes to be abused. Nobody likes to be manipulated. Nobody likes to be in a position where their rights are being taken away. Nobody likes to be in a situation where they are being thrown into a pit of chaos, okay? However, it is this pit of chaos that brings us our own wisdom of an experience to feel, to see, to touch, to experience, to smell, to taste, it's a whole experience being here in this body on earth. And it is one of the only places in all of space and time where you can come into the ability of a body and live out a particular amount of time and be able to feel emotions, to see with your eyes, to be able to create, to be able to have some sort of purpose. Okay? And no matter what this experience entails, it's an experience. And this experience elevates your understanding, it elevates the wisdom that you have within your soul, and it gives consciousness a place to experience itself. Okay, people are all worried about the AI. The AI is experiencing itself, just as we are experiencing itself. Okay? So no matter what we're going through, it's part of the lesson. It's part of the situation. Instead of watching and looking, why is this happening to me? Why does this always gotta go down? Why does it gotta always go down like this? Because you're missing the point. Why does everything gotta keep repeating in a cycle? Why does everything keep... Why am I in a rut? Because you're missing the point. You're missing the lesson. You're missing the wisdom. The reason why you're in the rut is because you choose to sweep it under the rug rather than look at it, acknowledge it, show it compassion, try to understand it, ask it questions. It is your overall experience or your situation that you're in right now. And each negative and positive, it tends to balance out within its duality. Okay? So just as you have the right hand, you have the left hand. Just as you have the good side, you have the bad side. Okay? Just as you have your good eye, you have your lazy one. You know? Okay. Alright. Apparently Spirit's got nothing. If you can't get any more duality than that, physical pain and love. Alright, Voice of Souls, can I get 2 more, please? Too many. Can I get 2 more? 1 more? Welcome in, Maureen. Thank you. Oh, wow. Alrighty then. There's definitely some sort of communication coming forward. So there very well could be a need for communication. Okay, there very well could be good communication and bad communication. Very well could be coming forward. But I have a feeling that most of it is going to be happiness. Okay? I have a feeling that there's going to be some people that are going to have some good things to say to you or about you, and then there's going to be some people that are going to have some bad things. But it's taking the good with the bad and taking what resonates and leaving the rest. Just like you would go on watching a reading. Okay? So ultimately, overall, communication needs to happen in order to obtain the happiness. You need patience. You need compassion. You need the ability to adapt. You need the ability to make room for the future abundance coming in. You need to stand on your truth that is you. You need to be inspired within your intention and nurture that. You need to allow those particular relationships that are no longer able to be in alignment due to some sort of stubbornness or whatever the case, okay? Let those ones go. But the particular partners or the particular people that you would like to have in your existence that want to work with you, that want to be within your existence, that want to compromise, that want to work together as a team to bring some sort of a compromise or some sort of aspect of understanding, these are people that are more than apt to be open to change and healing. Okay? So, this is the situation so far. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, okay, okay. And for my tarot readers, if you have more than one deck, what I would recommend is you take one of the decks that you don't use all the time and you split them from the lower arcana, which is the pentacles, the cups, the swords, and the wands, and you put them aside to your higher arcana. So you have two different decks for the higher and the lower arcana. So when you're looking for more guidance and inspiration, you look towards the higher arcana because that's going to be talking about a lot more action, right? It's more pinpointed as to what you need to focus on. It's good for a daily reading as well. And that's why I've separated them, because if you know, you know. But it's just giving you the idea and ability to open your mind to new possibilities of inspiration, right? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. 8 of water. Okay, that goes there. Then that goes there. Okay. Yikes. We're going to look into the vibe and see. And you got to remember, it's all happening just as it needs to. Okay? We got the Mary, Queen of Angels, Raphael, and the Miriam all kicking it with us at the same time. This is some pretty powerful energy. A lot of this is about calling your power back as well. All right, collective. Let's see Spirit, what's the vibe? Let's do a 5-stack vibe, and I'll clarify it. What's a good 5-stack vibe? Spirit, angels, ancestors, divine light, guides, guards, protectors. What is the 5-stack vibe? So somebody might be feeling hopeless, feeling lost, feeling depressed, quite possibly feeling suicidal. And I'm going to just say, don't do it. Okay? It's not worth it. You'll either end up in purgatory for a heavy heart, which isn't all that great, or you'll have to start all over again and do the same timeline over again. And the fact that we come here to Earth to not remember and go through the journey to remember, is part of the labyrinth. The labyrinth is the matrix. The matrix is the labyrinth. So, all depending on how you go about getting through the labyrinth is going to get you through the matrix. If you can get yourself out of the labyrinth and break out of there, then you're breaking out of the matrix. Okay? If you want to think of it in a different perspective. Some of you could be trying to run and escape, be in denial, or excuses. You could be dealing with someone of that nature. Somebody's sipping on gossip, no longer procrastinating, letting go. Somebody wants you to unblock them because you're being antisocial. You're in your feelings, you're giving the silent treatment, you're leaving them out. And this energy is hopeful, it's inspired, it's optimistic, it's wanting to be successful. And they want to put away their dirty ways. They want to put away their dirty habits. But I guess there's gossip somewhere. It's like there's somebody wanting to change their ways. They don't want to be clingy. They don't want to delay you. They don't want to be too busy for you. But they've been hearing some rumors, or they've been starting some rumors. So, whatever the case, let's see. What is the overall vibe for my collective? Yeah, you very well could have been dealing with some sort of dirty little secret down low. Very well could be that they were, being that, or they were having one, or whatever the case may be. But they were trying to get some sort of a sex fix, and this is quite possibly why they ghosted you. But you ripped their mask off. You ripped their mask off. You found out all about it. Okay? You found out about their double life, the fact that they were cheating, the fact that they're a backstabber. And that's why you probably, if they didn't ghost you, this is why you left. Because, yeah. But anyway, they want to let that mask go. They don't want to be in that energy anymore. And it looks like here, intimacy, mutual respect, unity and closeness. Okay? So where they might have been a little bit of a love affair before, and being two-faced and being karmic and being a backstabbing double life cheater, now they want to be in this whole spiritual awakening and having mutual respect and unity and closeness. Okay? And to what I say about that little ditty is either shit or get off the pot. If you're into it, then you're into it. If you're not into it, stop playing stupid games, because you're going to win stupid prizes. Okay? So, just saying. Hey Millie, how about you check out my description box? Thank you. Yeah. And anybody new here, go ahead, if you haven't already, take a look at the description box. So yeah, this particular backstabber, right, wants to come in for some sort of closeness. They want to try to create some sort of mutual respect, okay, and create some sort of unity and closeness. But you got it paranoid. You could be paranoid, you could be cautious, you could be feeling a little guarded or insecure at this point. If it's not you, it's them, okay? Flip it where it needs to go. But there's some sort of a feminine or masculine energy and a very not so nurturing energy. They're definitely not mothering, they're definitely not nurturing, and they're not gentle, okay? It could be a feminine in sitting in their masculine, okay? Or it could be a masculine sitting in their feminine. But if this is the masculine sitting in the feminine, they're very dramatic, okay? Now, we've got the psychopath card out, and this is about releasing abuse. Apparently you're done, or they're done being conniving, unpredictable. You know, they don't want to do this anymore. It's in the reverse, right? And I think this is very well could be why they're paranoid, right? Very well could be why they're not nurturing, okay? So this is going back to the lovers in the reverse, in the beginning, okay? Where you are recognizing the situation at hand. If this is your story, this is your story. If it's not your story, it's not your story, okay? But if you're dealing with a psychopath, a two-faced psychopath, they wanted wanted to sleep around, and they were not being compassionate. They were creating paranoia, and now they're coming back in for some sort of mutual respect. Once a snake, always a snake. No matter how much skin is shed, it's still a snake. Just remember that. You can only give the benefit out of the doubt so many times before you shatter your own heart. Okay? And I'm speaking from personal experience on that. Because I gave the benefit out of the doubt to too many people and they broke my heart. They literally shattered me. Tried to bring me down. But I'm like, hell no. Let's not do that. Let's go and do something else. Let's focus on something different. And I chose my healing. It was literally the best thing I ever did. Because it allowed me to finally heal all the trauma. And it allowed me to call my power back. It allowed me to gain my strength and heal. And it allowed me to step into my power fully. But without that healing, without that empowerment, without shining that light on the darkness, and seeing it for what it was a bunch of dust that I just needed to clear out to begin with. And all I was afraid of, the smell of the dust. Meanwhile, it's just dust on a table. So it's not like it was a big, huge boogeyman, is basically what I'm saying. Because the one thing you do when you eventually become an adult and you tend to reminisce and look back at the past, you're no longer looking at your past trauma with the same eyes. You're looking at it with a more grown-up, sensible, kind of um, trusted, wisdom-filled, experience had kind of mind. You understand things differently than what you were when this particular situation happened. Okay? So when you're looking at things, you're going to automatically see things in a different perspective as you get older. You're going to learn the lessons that you need to learn. It'll create a boundary. It'll create a wall. It'll create a red flag. It'll create a green flag, depending on the situation. Okay? But overall, when you're looking at it, you're going to be looking at it with new eyes. It's not as going, it may, yes, because I'm not diminishing your pain, I'm not diminishing what went on, but you're going to see it with new eyes anyway. It's not going to hit you like it did before when you are in this empowerment kind of energy. When you're not, when you're in the doom and gloom, when you're in the envy, when you're in the victim mentality, yes. Okay, that's when it's going to become a problem. But as long as you're shining the light on it, you're going to recognize that it's dust. And for some particular people, you're going to feel a little bit stupid. You're going to feel dumb for holding on to it for so long and not allowing it to go. Okay? You're going to feel dumb. And I want you to sit there in the dumbness, because it will humble you. It will bring you to a realization that, you know what? Yep, I was dumb. But only for a moment. And usually that's due to manipulation. That's due to coercion. That's due to an illusion of someone trying to paint a certain particular picture that isn't actually reality, with this psychopathic two-faced kind of energy, wanting a little love affair, dirty little secret. So these particular energies, they don't want to heal, right? So, yeah, I said that I'd do a 5, and I only did a 3. So let's do that. Let's work it out. Pardon me. And then I'm going to clarify it. Let's do this. Yeah, so somebody wants some sort of intimacy. They want to come in. They don't want to have, they're not coming in and they're not coming down into your life with this lust energy, this ho fuckboy energy. It's not the case anymore, according to the cards. And I do have a feeling that this is what you're paranoid about. Okay? Somebody variable could be paranoid about being vulnerable again and moving into this kind of divine energy. Okay? Yeah. So somebody's actually paranoid that you're no longer running. You're no longer scared. You're no longer manipulated. You've actually got, with the Queen of Swords, with the Queen of Swords, with the Queen of Wands, with the Queen of Pentacles, you're standing pretty strong. Specifically with the King of Swords. Okay, that all being upright in the previous reading. you're standing pretty right now. You're standing pretty strong, confident, and compassionate. All right. What's the next one? Yeah. So this two-faced imbecile, all right, that wanted this love affair, dirty little secret sex fix, whatever the case may be, this particular has no longer any type of authority. And I have a feeling that this particular person thought that they did have authority, thought that they were disciplined, thought that they were in the right when they came to you. Um, I feel that they felt that they were in the right headspace or the right energy to project, that they were a masculine energy that was in their power, the kind of being an emperor. But this particular energy is literally out of control. Now, this particular energy can't escape anymore, and their mask has literally been ripped off about this particular dirty little secret. Okay, so there very well could be somebody in your life right now. You could be in a relationship with somebody, or at this case, a situationship. All right, you're probably bitter, angry, and salty at the whole situation because of their eat the cake, have it too kind of mentality. We got recharge in the reverse. They can't breathe. They can't let go. They can't clear their mind. You live literally rent free in their head. Okay, and all they think about is moving into some sort of divine energy with you, and being back intimate and having mutual respect and unity and closeness, and they can't breathe. They can't let go. They're it's like I hear circus music in my head, right? It's like they cannot clear their mind whatsoever. It's like a circus day in their head. All right. So yeah, you've released the tension. You're no longer running. You're no longer in this energy of worry or migraines or being stressed out. You're done with that. Okay. And I have a feeling they very well could be wanting you not to let go. They don't want you to clear your mind. They don't want you to really breathe. They want you kind of in this energy, but you're not. You're really not. We got sipping, rumors and gossip, and hopeful. So these ones are popping back out again. Which, okay, so maybe they're listening in on the gossip. Maybe they're listening in. Maybe they're taking notes. Maybe they're spreading gossip. Maybe they're spreading rumors. Maybe they're trying to be nosy. Maybe they're, I don't know. But somebody's hopeful. Maybe they're seeing you, and maybe there's rumors of you being hopeful, inspired, optimistic, and successful. And maybe they're not liking that. Maybe they're thinking that they're missing out on it. Right? So now I'm trying to flip through many different timelines. So if you're in the timeline where you're done with your ex, then this particular situation isn't for you. Because this is actually seems to be something legit. This is actually seeming to be something solid. This is that case where the lovers, you're at the precipice of making a decision as to whether or not you're wanting to let this go or wanting to move on. Or do you want to sit and do you want to fix? Do you want to collaborate? Do you want to be vulnerable? Do you want to actually sit there and actually do some healing? Do you want supportive partnership healing? Do you want, do you want to just be friends kind of healing? Or what's the situation? Because the boundaries, the intentions, it can change at all times, right? The one thing I wouldn't do is sleep around, because you don't know who these people are, you don't know who they're sleeping around with, and you don't know whether or not these other people, whether they're clean or not, okay? We'll just leave it at that. Not to say that they're unclean or whatever else, but I'm speaking spiritually. Spiritually, physically, sexually, are they clean? Okay, because if they're going to be going around messing with other people, chances are they're going to pick up something, whether it be physically, spiritually, or sexually. It's one of the three. Specifically if you're sitting in karmic energy, because usually that's regarding spiritual entities that connect through spiritually transmitted demons. Okay? It's a real thing. And they enter you through your sacral chakra, which is your root chakra, and they gain control over your creativity. And this is how they siphon energy off of you. So where you might be thinking that you're on a particular pill or you're on a particular shot that's going to take care of pregnancy or disease, and you want to have some uninhibited fun, and you're thinking that you're being non-toxic, and you end up getting a sexually transmitted demon attachment. And they're very, very difficult and excruciatingly painful to be removed from. Okay? It's not easy. It's not easy at all. However, back on to this whole aspect of this reading. We're sitting here with hopeful, inspired, optimistic, and successful. And then we have toxic in the reverse. So we've got no drama, no more arguments, no more incompatibility, okay? Which is going to release some sort of stress, migraines, worry, whatever else, okay? Releasing the tension, as well as, it's kind of like getting to the bottom of the rumors, is the feeling I'm getting. There's no more gossip. There's actual true communication. Okay? So, it just depends on the situation. Last one up. Confirmation. We got daydreaming. Head in the clouds, delusion, hopes and dreams. Okay? So somebody's daydreaming. They're hopeful of not being toxic with you anymore. They can't breathe. They can't let you go. They're trying to release some sort of tension because of the rumors and gossip. But they're wanting some sort of mutual respect. They want to, just as much as you can't turn a hoe into a housewife, you can't do the same for the masculine side either. Okay? So I really don't see how there's definitely any type of change unless they went through some sort of kundalini awakening, unless they've actually done the work, which is extremely difficult to find out. It takes time, because they very well could just cloak in your energy like they did last time and made you feel like you were totally at home. And I have a feeling that for some of you, because of this deception, you have a hard time loving other people. You have a hard time allowing other people to come in closer to you, to be vulnerable with you because of this. Because you have a hard time trusting people because you've already been deceived. Right? But again, I'm bringing us circle round again because we're coming back to that position where you're looking at the situation with different eyes, with a different understanding. Okay? You're not bringing no negativity to the chat, Ryan. It's good. You're fine. You're part of the tribe, whether you like it or not. sit down and take your notepad and take notes. Yeah. So we got vacation and chaos. We got nightlife. And then we've got narcissist in reverse. And possibilities. And suffering in silence. Okay? To live in the moment. So if they come at you, live in the moment, come on, and they're rushing you, don't do it. If they get salty with you, burn the bridge. Okay? Because it's going to help you be in this awakened energy. If they're wanting you to be in the moment and they're trying to rush you through, it's because they've been suffering in silence and they want to come back at you. And because of that, there's some sort of possibilities that they're playing on. Okay? They're trying to play on the possibility of not looking like a fucking narcissist. However, the so-called vacation that they might want to take you on isn't going to be a vacation. You're going to need a vacation from your vacation. Okay? Because it's going to turn very chaotic. All right? And it's something to do about the nightlife. Taking a gamble. Okay? Something about a striptease. So I get the feeling that they want to kind of get you inebriated. And it's almost as if they want to drug you or get some sort of something happening. Okay, some sort of recordings of some sort. So be very, very careful. Use your discernment. And again, if they get angry or salty or whatever, burn the bridge. Take validity in your actions and make the best of them. All love and light, but take no shit. Fly, go ahead and take a look at my description box in this video. Thank you, Max. All right. Tell me more about the psychopath. Queen of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Wands reversed. I'm kind of getting a feeling that they're trying to make you out to be a psychopath because you can't be manipulated. And because they can't read you and they can't get to the information or energy that they need, they're calling you a psychopath. Meanwhile, you're no psychopath. You're just somebody with boundaries. You're somebody that respects themselves. Anything else about psychopath? Yeah, Eight of Pentacles. Apparently you're crazy because you know what you're doing and you're talented. Right? You're standing in your power. You're not able to be manipulated. You're not going to manipulate the Queen of Wands. And they're pissed off about it. So now they got to come in with a different light. Now they want to come in with some sort of intimate, mutual respect and whatnot, in order to get you hooked on it, hooked again. What's this feminine energy in reverse? Yeah, I still think they're two-faced with this energy, even though the two-faced card is upside down, because we've got the feminine energy here in the reverse too. So they're not nurturing anything. This is something that you're going to have to make your own decision on. There's some sort of calling of truce, and I think they might use calling of truce to get back in your energy. They figure by getting back into back in your energy, they have a couple different plans that they want to embark on, that they're inspired on. What's the feminine energy? Yeah. Five of Swords. They want to bring conflict to you. They're not nurturing at all. And we're talking about betrayal with the Three of Swords. They've got a group, so there very well could be more than one person coming in. Eight of Swords. They want you to they want you to feel trapped in your head again. So it's almost as if they want to try to take you out of this aspect of healing. They want to question your motives, is what I'm hearing. But you're moving on. You're moving on in a new direction. Yeah, you're standing on business. King of Wands. Okay? You're not playing around. You're not playing stupid games to win stupid prizes. Yeah, you're actually exposing some things. And it's sending some people into a huge awakening. But that's not your problem, Spirit. It's not your problem. And they're butthurt. Okay, they're not liking the fact that you're not gentle, that you're not nurturing, that you're not mothering them. They don't like that. I'm given, like, you got in this relationship and they wanted you to be their mother. It's kind of sad, to be honest. Like, you get into a relationship to be in a relationship with somebody. You don't get into a relationship to be their mother or their father. I never ever got that whole dynamic. It's kind of gross. In fact, it's disgusting. Paranoid. Yeah, Knight of Cups in reverse. They're paranoid about and cautious and insecure and guarded about sharing their heart. And they're borderline emotionally abusive and manipulative. If not borderline, they're very covert. Yeah, death and rebirth. They want to rebirth this bullshit. What's the Two-Faced all about? Two-Faced? Yeah, Two-Faced in the reverse. The Queen of Wands. This particular person got their, in the reverse, they got their mask ripped right off. Okay? For who they actually were. And I'm also getting somebody who's getting a divorce because of this. The Hierophant. There's a Taurus here. Could be being enlightened. Or this Queen of Wands could very well be divorcing a Taurus. Caution, insecure, paranoid, two-faced. Yeah, two-faced. Two-faced. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. This was not equal reciprocation. Okay? And they came in as a Page of Cups. Okay? It was a one-sided, wishy-washy motherfucker is what it was. Very deceptive. Hello, Two-Faced. Dirty little secret. Sex fix. Love affair. Talk to me. Yeah, we've got the Five of Cups. This love affair, whatever, it was basically to break your heart. Confirmation. You can't even, it was meant to make you sad. It was meant to sabotage you. If it hasn't happened, it's gonna. Okay? Love affair. Yeah. Yeah. They totally misjudged you. Or you misjudged them. Flip it where it needs to go. But it did bring a huge amount of sadness. And maybe the fact that there was this dirty ass love affair happening behind the scenes that you might not have known about, when you found out, it, you know, yeah. And maybe it did put you in your sad kind of energy and making you change the way you, the dynamics of your relationships. And yeah, it very well could have been that you might have misjudged somebody. Or they might have misjudged you. Maybe they fumbled you. Right? Mutual, yeah, mutual respect, unity, closeness, okay, intimacy. This is why they want that with you. Because you're good at what you do. Right? You're talented. You've got many talents to swindle off of. Tell me more about intimacy. Yeah. They want to be intimate so that way they can ruin your life. They want to get back into your good graces, back into your vulnerability, heart space, just to rip you apart again. Yep, 7 of Wands. You definitely need to be putting your boundaries up with this one. Because I have a feeling they were just coming back from a bender. Okay, and I don't get a good feeling from this. I don't get a good feeling from this at all. And I get a feeling that they're sick. So, yeah. Wheel of Fortune is going in your favor if you stick up for yourself and put boundaries up. No more running. Yeah. They can't run from this. And now somehow they want to bring some sort of conflict. No more, no, don't even get it out. Yeah. They want you to the point where you can't run. So that way they can bring this this toxic energy in. The King of Cups. You need to guard your heart. Okay? Yeah. You need to guard your heart. Because all they think about is the past and how they can sabotage and ruin you. Okay? They want to remind you of that nostalgic energy that you had. Just see if that you'll just take into it. And you're basically told to stand up for yourself and not to. It's an automatic no. It's an automatic, I don't think so. It's an automatic block if you need to. Masculine energy reversed. Yeah. It's going to be revealed to you that what they were coming in with that masculine energy, they were looking as if they could reciprocate, that there was like an equal give and take, that was balance, right? But it was revealed that they were emotionally manipulating you. That's all it was. They were emotionally manipulating you. And it was basically all to rip you apart from what you were building. But Spirit said that that didn't work. That fell apart. Yeah, because you walked away from it. Yeah, because you found the truth. You had revelations. There was some sort of truth to come out. You weren't able to breathe. You couldn't let go. You were pretty well fucking losing your mind at this point. You know, this could have very well been you. You couldn't recharge. You were literally being depleted from your energy to the point where you probably just didn't care anymore. Yeah, Nine of Swords. They wanted you trapped up in your head. They wanted you trapped up in your head. They wanted you in a some sort of a mental ward, or they wanted you some sort of like in jail or incarcerated or dead. That's what I'm kind of feeling. And now they're going to come in and try to gaslight you. Tension, reversed. Yeah. They just want to sit there with this Two of Cups on its side and not do anything with it. They just want to sit on the fence. So I wouldn't bother. They're just coming in to waste your time, to leech off of you. Yeah, you're already winning, and that's why. They want to topple your win, and they want to make you feel like you're not winning. So that's why they're coming in the way they are. What's that? Sipping, gossip, rumors, nosy. Yeah, Queen of Swords. Very well could be sipping gossip and being nosy and being stupid. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. They're trying to just diminish your balance. They're trying to siphon from you. They're thinking that they're going to catch in on your coattails. But the wheel is not going in their favor at all. Not going in their favor at all. What's this hopeful? Inspired, optimistic, successful. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so they're casting illusions. They're creating conflict. Okay, and they're really inspired and optimistic about being successful at this too. Okay, however, they kind of want you in this unsatisfied kind of energy, or this could be them. Because they're casting illusions and there's conflict happening. So they might actually have conflict happening for themselves. Okay, with these casting of illusions. Right? Saying that they're nurturing truth, or maybe you're nurturing your truth. Whatever the case may be. But they're daydreaming about ruining your foundation, ruining your blessing. They want to take this away from you. They're all up in their head and delusional and hoping that they can, their dream and their hopes is to rip this from you. They don't believe you deserve it. Whoever this energy is. Okay, so what's the toxic in reverse? Maybe they're going to come in like they're not toxic. Maybe they're going to come in to try to gaslight you. Not toxic? Yeah. You're not falling for it. The thing is, one of these particular people, they want to come in, they stunk of toxicity. It didn't matter what kind of a shower or a bath that they could have had. They reeked of toxicity. And you'll know that. Allow your senses to guide you. Okay? Toucan Sam. Toxic reverse. Trust your intuition. I'm being called to come back to the Queen of Angels, to marry the Queen of Angels. Do not be afraid. The Miriam, healing the heart. Raphael. Trust your spiritual vision. Okay, so if you're getting visions, they're trying to remove all responsibility of their bullshit onto you. Okay? Two of Cups. Five of Cups. So yeah, they're sad at the fact that you said no to this Two of Cups. They very well could be sad at the fact that they might see you in another Two of Cups. They might be envious about the fact that, you know, you're going to be receiving a non-toxic relationship. And this non-toxic relationship that you're going to be stepping into, it very well might have you in your feelings. Or it might have them in their feelings. Whatever the situation is, flip it where it needs to be. But there's something about being trapped in somebody's head. So living rent-free in somebody's head. They can't breathe, they can't let go, they can't get you out of their mind. Is there anything else for the reverse toxic? Okay, Temperance. So there's quite possibly, it could be a new relationship. There could be some sort of a temperance angel coming in to save the day. Yeah, the Sun. Yeah, the Hermit. Somebody went within. Somebody's been doing some sort of healing. Oh my God, and they want a Ten of Cups with you. And like the energy just switched. So this very well could be a Sagittarius that's doing the work so that way they can come in and be there, be with you. They wanna offer you something. This is a Ten of Cups with a Two of Cups. Like this is literally wish fulfillment. Okay? They very well could be waiting for you to heal too as well. Yeah, they don't feel that they have enough to offer you right now. That's why they're not coming in. King of Wands. They're all trapped up in their head though. But they're trapped by their own judgment. Yeah. It could be a Leo, but I think they're gaining their confidence, they're gaining their courage to come forward. So that's actually a beautiful energy. And I think this other particular energy feels or sees or notices that this is happening somehow, some way. And this is why they can't get you out of their head. It very well could be that there's somebody that wants intimacy with you. They want mutual respect. They want to get out of the scene. They want to settle down. They want to actually make things good. They want to make things right. They're not as two-faced as people make them out to be. They're not, you know, they are a little bit cautious and paranoid. But they're not the psychopath. All right. They're a little bit erratic in their emotional energy. They did somehow want a little dirty love affair. But at that point, I think they were out of control. They were kind of in an energy that they were raring to go. Right? They were raring to go and they thought of you. But it's like they came at you in a wrong energy. They came at you in a wrong element. Yeah, it's like you walked away. They might have felt betrayed. It's about walking away, feeling betrayed, and walking in a new direction. And yeah, the Lovers in reverse. And the Three of Wands. That they missed out. They missed out on this new beginning. They were on a path of self-destruction. And you seen this, you peeped this. So they kind of felt betrayed about the whole fact that you seeing them on a path of self-destruction. And I think you called it. You called it, and you called it, and I don't know, maybe it's kind of got them shook. Maybe it's kind of got them like, whoa, how did they know? How did they know? They're not going to know. They found out. Oh, they're not going to know. Oh, they know. They know. So keep your eyes open. Keep your heart open. Boundaries up. Keep your eyes open. Okay? But just understand that whatever the situation is or will be or will become, you have the wisdom to move forward regardless. You're gonna witness whether or not they changed or not. And make them work for it. If they're not willing to work for a place in your life, they don't deserve it. If they're not willing to show up in the right energy, and it's not the fact of them having to offer you, like there was a bit of a card here that said that they don't feel that they have anything really to offer you, which is self-demeaning. It's a self hello, self-deprivation. So they're depriving of them. They're depriving themselves of what they could have. Okay, and they're being toxic. Okay, wishful thinking for a second chance. There is no second chances according to these cards that popped out. So maybe that's what they're thinking. Maybe they're thinking there's no second chances, or maybe they're thinking that way towards you. They're no longer in delusional, head in the clouds, hopeless dreams, hopes and dreams. Maybe you've changed. Spirit's saying you might have changed too much. Yeah, stressed out, migraines, worry. Maybe they're worried that they're not going to be able to... What? Oh, maybe they're worried that you're not going to... maybe they're... Somebody's not worried that you're not going to cut ties with somebody. Somebody's worried that you're not going to cut ties. So whatever the situation is, go about it with your intuition, go about it with logic, go about it being vulnerable with yourself first, so that way you can show up for yourself and then figure out whether or not you want this in your life or not. But allow them to show up and show out, to show you what they are, who they are, and that way you can act accordingly. Okay? Yeah, King of Shells, harmony and integrity. Yeah, you're guarding your heart. I have a feeling you're removing any responsibility or dedication to this particular situation. I think you're moving on. That's the energy that I'm feeling. But it's like somebody, I don't know, somebody's hoping for a second chance, and then somebody knows that they're not going to get a second chance. So their variable could be a couple people, or their variable could be more than one person, whatever. These could be exes that just haven't gotten over you, that are going to come out in Mercury retrograde here, saying, oh, I want to be with you again, but they're just wanting another fling with you. And nothing extreme, it's really nothing exciting. Some of them have changed, some of them haven't, some of them are questionable. But either way, you're getting new blessings, you're getting a new particular endeavor or connection or partnership somewhere along the line after you've leveled up. There's definite justice there, there's definitely a relationship there, there's definitely wish fulfillment, there's definitely something there, right? 8 of Feathers. So somebody's kind of needing to build on their courage, find out some sort of solutions, the 8 of Swords. So this is about going within and really mustering the courage that you need to step up and be brave and move forward, okay? But I feel that there's some sort of lack, or there's some sort of rest, or there's some sort of stagnance or moment of time where you're needing to wait on either money or situation to reveal itself, okay? What's the situation? Anything else? 10 of Crystals. Yeah. You're waiting for this attainment and this stability to stabilize, I think. I think it's about being worthy of it, really. The 8 of Feathers and the 10 of Crystals, this is really about finding the courage and finding solutions and being worthy of it. Being worthy of this stability and abundance and attainment, and to a very secure, stable degree here. I get a feeling that somebody's going to be missing out on this 10 of Pentacles. But this person that's not going to be missing out on this 10 of Pentacles, this person's not you, right? This is the other person, is what I'm feeling, right? They're all up in their head on how they're going to miss out on it. Ace of Shells. Yeah, because they want to love you. They love you and they miss you. Maybe they're missing out on the love, right? And they want part of that 10 of Pentacles. What's the situation? The 4 of Crystals. So that, yeah, they want you to give to them, but they don't want to do the work. They want you to spoon feed them some sort of healing or some sort of counsel, or they want to seek counsel with you. They want your advice on something. But they feel that you owe this to them. But they're not healed. They're definitely in their karmic shadow. They haven't reflected one bit. This is a dark energy. But this ain't working. They're not happy about this, and I think this is what they're missing out on. I think that's the biggest issue there. Yep, King of Feathers. They're lying. They're being very deceitful. Air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Three of Crystals. Okay? They see you collaborating. They see you being productive. What about it? The Magician. They see you manifesting and standing in your power. We got the Emperor here. And then what we've got, the King of Crystals. They're very unstable. Seven of Crystals. Everything that they've built is falling apart. Eight of Acorns. Yeah. Eight of Acorns, eh? They're feeling defeated. And they want to release this. They want to recover it. It very well could be that the King of Crystals was very unstable and they ruined something with this King of Swords. The King of Feathers. So, but I have a feeling like they see you stepping in this type of power, you're manifesting and you're collaborating and, you know, you're balancing things out, you're working with people, you're working, trying to get yourself situated. And they're missing out on the love that they could have had with you because they fumbled you. And they're missing out on this Ten of Pentacles too. They're all up in their head at the fact that they're missing out on everything. Guess what, collective? It's not your problem. Okay? Speaking of that, let's check out the karmic chicken and see what it's got to say, shall we? Where are you? There we are. Karmic chicken. Pray tell what you got to say. Okay. Somebody doesn't want to be picky anymore, apparently. Stop saying sorry for being you. You are important. Ryan. Picky Peter in reverse. Yep, karmic Gemini. Avoidant introvert. You're fructose intolerant with that shit. The inability to tolerate other people's bullshit. A karmic Aquarius as well. It very well could have no hope in a handbasket because they're a psychopathic covert narcissist. Okay? So that's clarifying the Gemini. You're divinely guided, guarded, and protected. You could very well be dealing with the karmic Leo. There's also a Cancer somewhere involved. You could be an Earth Angel. There could be a Scorpio involved. And there's somebody here that lost everything. It's either that or somebody's extremely humble. One of the two. It's a very humble energy. They used to be a silver spooner, now they're not. Okay, or maybe they just live a simple life. They don't want to be a silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. Living rent-free in their head. Yeah. Because you're a starseed. You've shone some light. Clearly. There's some sort of a karmic Taurus involved. Superficial snorkel gear, surface level. So they're very surface level individuals that you're dealing with. Meanwhile, you're a starseed. Like, hello, open-minded hippie. And quite possibly a Virgo. The fact that you made it to this point in this moment says something. Okay? So what if there is something deeper to all of this? And that's why you matter. If nothing else, you've lived and survived up until this point right now. So keep going. Okay? Because there's clearly something in it that you need to see, that you need to experience, that you need to learn. So allow it to shape you and allow it to help you bring adventure into your life. Okay? Divine magnet, divine intervention. Okay? So yeah, just trust. Trust in the process. The ancestors are weeping at the state of the world. They are spinning in their graves. And they need you to stop and listen before it's too late. The ancestors have a message for you. Okay? And the message is you need to cut this person off. It's time to cut ties. Snip, snip, blocked. Okay? They're going to be hitting a brick wall for coming for you. Okay? That's just what the cards say. I'm not wishing that on anybody. So, somebody's a poser hoser. They're playing in your face. You need to use discernment. Okay? You need to do a return to sender, sending them on a bender. Okay? They're spiraling. You're the wrong one to mess with, collective. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Yeah, they want to stop playing their stupid ass games. And they want to come back in and nurture this relationship. But karmic chicken. They're jealous of you and they will shit all over your success, but they're too much of a coward to go get their own. They'd rather shit on you and your success than go out and get their own or be supportive. The more you feel, the more you heal. Take time to transmute the pain that is inside you. And this was in the reverse. So stop avoiding it. Okay? The longer you take to do this, the longer you take to heal, okay, the more time that they're going to have to steal. Okay? It's up to you. I think I want to write a new one. That was actually pretty catchy, to be honest. So the more time you take to postpone your healing, the more time they be stealing. Because when you're not healing, you're in a lower vibration and you're staying in that lower vibration. So they are more prone and apt to steal your energy and siphon it. But if you're healing it, you're transmuting it, You're releasing it, you're letting it go, you're making room for new energy, you're making room for new connections, you're making room for new possibilities to come into your life. It's going to be worth it. Okay, sure. Divine masculine, okay? You're dealing with a liar. You're not the love-bombing bouncer, okay? You're dealing with a destructo, someone very, very chaotic, okay? Somebody that had a toxic mother. They very well could have passed away. Karen, reversed, okay? The Emperor or Empress. We've got the Sloppy Joe. They don't want to be sloppy anymore because they're wanting to try to get with this Emperor energy, Emperor Empress energy, okay? They're definitely not no chosen one, okay? And again, this one come out, right? So they're neglecting their healing, and I think they're a little bit intimidated because you be flipping tables and stomping some fables, okay? So you very well could be putting your foot down and standing up for yourself and preventing any particular deception from taking over or creating havoc. Okay? Let's see. What do we got going on? Whispers, animal whispers. Let's do I'll do 3 mini stacks. Okay? So I'll do three mini stacks of an intuitive. So pick 1, 2, or 3, okay? Just to kind of split it up. Okay, you're wondering whether or not you're guarded. You are. Okay, that's not for some. For some of you, that's for some of you, but not all of you. This is number 1, by the way. Yeah, you're not worthy of this abundance that's wanting to come in for you. You're questioning your ability to be a mystic. You're questioning your abilities to be a sage. You're questioning your ability to be guided, guarded, and protected. You're questioning it right now. Okay? And it requires you to do a little bit more shadow work. All right? But you've definitely got some sort of greatness happening within you. I'm also being told, be patient with yourself. Again, the 3 of Wands is coming back out again. Okay? Go get some sort of sense of adventure too, because I think all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, you know, kind of situation. All right, so you might want to switch that up. And again, if you're accomplishing something and if you're making headway, if you're growing, and if you're making progress, you need to recognize this progress, and you need to bring yourself into an alignment with this progress, it's going to require you to release and raise your frequency. And this will all happen naturally as you go. You just need to release, let go, and create room. Okay? A lot of the stuff that you're going to be releasing is stuff that you've already stewed with, you've already learned from, you've already got your silver lining on it, you've already got your blessing, yet you're still holding on to this shit. Okay? For some dumbass reason. Okay? And it's like an overall detox and purge to make room for that beautiful energy to come back in. All right? That's the situation. You've got some amazing ideas, okay? And you need to start working with those ideas because they're going to bring some sort of fruition, some sort of abundance, something. If not, it's going to be, you know, maybe some of these ideas might take some of your abundance, okay, with the abundance in the reverse, right? It very well could be the ideas that you have in your head that you carry with you, right? But you have a higher calling. There's no doubt about it. But you're gaslighting yourself, right? You're not being patient. You're not being patient. You're not being considerate of yourself. You're actually being quite stupid. I was going to say inconsiderate, and I was going to say what the heck was it, Spirit? Pessimistic. You're being very pessimistic about the possibilities, right? You need to practice grace and be assertive. Something to do with your community. Oh, okay. So there's a community thinking that you're not a visionary, that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Meanwhile, you love yourself. And maybe it's because you love yourself. Maybe because you're gaining in power. Maybe it's because you might be becoming too powerful. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, I think you have you might not have all the answers, okay? But miracles are about to happen for you, okay? And this isn't going to take magic to make happen either. There's going to be a message come through. There's going to be messages. There's some sort of, there's something coming in for you. Okay, where you thought there was no possibilities, things are changing. And abruptly, maybe quickly, whatever the case. But there's definitely some sort of change is going to happen. All right, number 2, we got adventure. So you need to get into some sort of sense of adventure, number 2. All right, because you got a partnership coming in. A very adventurous partnership. What do we got, Spirit? Oh, that's too many. I'll take this one. You just literally blew my cards all over the table. Yeah, they want to throw your ideas away, whoever you're dealing with. And I don't know who sings that song, but it's like, take the money and run. Ooh, take the money and run. What do we got? Yeah, they don't want you to be prepared. I don't think you're going to be prepared for this partnership and the adventure coming in for you, though. This is new energy. All right, number 2. This is new energy. A very new soul, very fresh soul. So you very well could end up maybe being a mentor, a path maker, a pathfinder, a teacher. Freedom in the reverse. So I don't know. You might not be prepared about this because I don't think you're going to really want to release your freedom. Adventure, partnership, not prepared. Old soul in the reverse, so new soul, wolf, a pathfinder, and no freedom. So it very well could be that you're maybe questioning your independence. Maybe you're feeling a little bit trapped. You don't think you got what it takes. You're not receiving the message, though. And your fire is going out. Like your light within you is going out. Like it's diminishing. Meanwhile, you're very noble. And there's something supernatural about you. You're not seeing it. You need to persevere, number 2. And have patience. Yeah, again, you have a higher calling. And you've got some not so good friends around you, to be honest. And they're taking away from your vibrancy. Quite possibly also your protection and your ability to be intuitive. Infinite possibilities. Okay? So, gain some confidence, okay? And work on empowering yourself, working on getting in touch with your inner child, getting in touch with your inner teenager, getting in touch with your inner adolescent, whatever part of you that has received some sort of trauma. Show compassion. Try to show some love to yourself for that. Okay, it's very crucial to your healing. It's one of the first steps. Okay, but sometimes you need to dig back. Like most people, when they're going into their healing, they're wondering, well, what do I start with? The way I do it is I start with what's staring at me in the face. I start with that, because what tends to happen is this stuff that's right at you right then and there is more stuff that's already happened. It's fresh, and with it you can empower yourself because it's so fresh, right? You're not having to dig, you're not having to remember, you're not having to deal with the trauma, you're not having to dig it up, right? You're allowing it to float up to the top. You see it, you recognize it, okay, let's sit with it. And then once it releases, you'll feel it dissipate. You'll feel a release in your shoulders and your back and your stress level. Your blood pressure will go down. You'll feel more relaxed. You'll feel lighter. You'll feel more zen and more in kind of nirvana. And it's because of that. As you do that, another little thing will bubble up to the top. It's like, oh, there you are. Okay, well, come here. I'll give you some love. You love it. You're compassionate. You validate it. You know, you learn what you can. Well, how can I empower myself from this day forward so this shit doesn't happen again? Kind of situation. And you empower yourself. You bring yourself to a new enlightenment to it. And as you do that, you'll release it. Rather than having to get your scuba gear on and go digging, go diving into the depths of the darkness and all the trauma and all the pain and yada yada yada, you could just sit there on the dock and let it float up to the top. There's another one. Sit on the dock and let it float to the top. I should just keep the pen out. Here we go. Alright, so let's check in with the dragons. And then that's it. That's all. Did I do number 3? I didn't do number 3. Hang on. Let's do number 3. Just to be consistent. I want to say thank you to everyone that's jumped in and hung out tonight. I thank you so much for the views, the support. If you'd like a personal reading, hit up the description box. Hit up my link section. It's all there and available. All donations are graciously and gratefully accepted. We got assertive, number 3. What's this? Okay. You want to be assertive, but you don't feel strong enough. You don't feel like you've got it. You've got what it takes to be assertive. Hey, assertive is better than passive aggressive. Okay? Just saying. Right? Alright, number 3, what do we got? Yeah, you're not getting the message. The message, you're kind of sitting with the message. Is that the message or is this a message? Is that the message or is this a message? Is this a message or is that a message? You're questioning it all. You're just kind of sitting with it on the table. What do I start with first? And I already answered that. Okay? So, what do we got? Independent. Yeah, so you're wanting your independence. You're wanting to move through with this independence. Being assertive, independent. Adventure. Okay, so it very well could be the funds, it could be the prosperity, it could be the abundance that's holding you back. Spirit's saying that it is coming in, you're just having to be patient. Okay? Alright. Shuffle these up. Take one from the top, one from the bottom, and one from the middle. Okay, well, no, I'm not going to go that way. It's too many. So I want to thank you for hanging out. It's the last little bit of a message here. All right. All right, Golden Atlantean Dragon. It helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your mastery. We got the Magneto Dragon. It enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom and awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding, and prepare for accelerated ascension. Number 3, Dusky Pink Dragon from Andromeda prepares all your chakras to embody higher love. Accept and radiate higher love. Touch others with its flame. Okay? So again, this is going back into the ascension. It's about going about the beginning of the reading. It's going back into the whole aspects of what the situation is. Okay? So, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me tonight. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for being here. If you can't be good at it, at least be good to yourself. So that way, you can be good to others. And until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a good evening.